Hi all, and welcome to Night Rips. So, welcome to the second episode of our epic quest to find the Reggie. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull out 6 packs, just like we did last time. Take the top 6 packs. 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure we got those. We'll put these away. And go ahead and start opening. Again, we're going to be looking for any variations, talking about the cards as we go. So, we are going to take our time and enjoy this. That's, one of the things I like to do, and like to do back even when I was a kid, was to take my time, enjoy the cards as I go. And I want to do that with y'all. So, feel free, we're looking at cards that honestly, unless it's graded perfect, and even then they're still not worth a super amount of money, but we're going to look for that elusive Reggie Jackson auto, and along the way we're going to also see if we can find any other little gems. It might just be for nostalgia reasons or you name it. And obviously we're going to look for any variations because these cards were notorious to have errors. So let's go ahead and get going. So we got John Cerruti, and the back looks good, and the front looks good. So make sure I get into center. Here's Dickie Thon, and the back looks good. Yeah, it's funny, we look at cards today, we talk about the short prints, variations in the image or the design or whatnot. It's amazing that back in the day, they actually, because of quality control, there were so many errors. It created the quasi short prints. So these are the fun ones to find. Here's Alex Trevino, and he looks good. Here's Steve Lyons, and looks good. Again, if you didn't catch the first video, we're looking for anything that might be missing or strange on the back. There's Walt Terrell. You will see these errors like this, where the centering is not quite right. But I'm really not calling those out. I'm looking for the ones that actually are upside down, which is a little rare, but that's the fun part of it. You think of an 800 card set, and with variations could go to 1,000 cards. You can tell you how many errors that they actually put in these. Here's Jamie Moyer, and that one looks fine. And I apologize, all the spinning. It's unfortunately the way they put their cards together. Dion James, you wish a backwards card indicated what it does today, which means it's a special print, but no, not the case. Dion looks good. Here's Jeff Robinson. Flip that one around, and his looks fine. Here's our 3D hologram, and we got another Dodgers. I've got quite a few of these, so put that over here. Here's Rance Mulliniks. And his looks good. Here's Harold Reynolds. It's off the ground. That's kind of cool looking. It's kind of a weird stance. I guess he was throwing or something. I don't know. Hector Villanueva. Yep, there's being another time I've mispronounced somebody's name. And he was actually this would be his rookie card, because before this he was with Iowa. But it's not marked as a rookie, and it's not one of the big rookies, so I'm just gonna keep it going. If anyone disagrees, go ahead and put it in the comment section. Again, make this interactive. We're a community. Here's Mark Gardner. and he looks good. All right, here's the Atlanta Braves, and it was John Smoltz was the artist. It's Vernon Wells is the artist, but John Smoltz is who he was drawing. And yep, that was definitely Smoltzy. And from now on, I'm actually going to keep these to the side so we know how many we got. Here's Dean Palmer, rookie. You see the rookie league right there. And his back's fine. Put the rookies to the side. There's Otis Nixon. And that looks fine. Guess they didn't wet the field because that's an awful lot of dust right there. All right, the next pack. All right to start, we've got our infamous checklist. Checklist looks good. There's Jose Lind. And get right through his helmet, I guess. Hopefully because he's not mad, but that looks good. There's Dennis Powell. Back looks fine. Front looks good. There's Joe Carter. I remember Joe Carter. Yep, looks good. Jamie Navarro. It's not a new card, but he's got a year of play. We got Jose Alvarez with the Braves. My team. Looks good. Kirk McCaskill. Yep. Mike Henneman. This looks good. Got our decal. And this time we have the Milwaukee Brewers, and that one's a little bit harder to see. Baseball's kind of jumping out at you. Trying to make sure you can see it on camera here. We have Kevin Mitchell. This looks good. Phil Bradley. It looks good. Todd Hundley. And his looks good. And this would be a first year card because he was with Columbia before this. But it's not a rookie, so. Okay, here's Jim Presley. And I'll probably end up going and breaking the rookies out, but or the ones, not necessarily the star rookies, but the ones that are the first years. But you know, I'll do that whenever I go and start putting these away. But here's Jim Presley. You know, got to start sorting all these things. That's always the fun part about baseball cards. So here's the Vernon Wells team card, and this one's Barry Larkin. Oh, that's a nice one from Barry. I always like watching Barry play. George Canale. And that one looks fine. And then we've got the Baseball Heroes card, which basically talks about what, you know, this is the, you know, it talks about the set, the Reggie Jackson set. We haven't got any of these, which is actually kind of sad that they actually put a card in about this, because that means whoever got this pack, you lost one card, even though it is a hologrammed card. So, all right, there's 2 packs down, 4 to go. All right, we got Keith Moreland. Back looks good. The centering is way off on this one, but still, like I said, we're not gonna count those, not unless I have dupes and then I can do compares. But we have Lenny Harris, and we'll probably have dupes with as many boxes as I have. That looks good. Oh, looky here. I'm going to put this one to the side. It's Mr. Barry Bonds, a very young Barry Bonds. He had already been with the Pirates for a few years. But the interesting thing about this Barry, and you look how young he looked, wow, was also, honestly, how small he was. You know, that's the thing is, I know the ped scandals really, and you know, being an Atlanta guy, you never want, you know, front and center for me is my boy Hank. But, you know, even before, this guy could run. He could steal bases. He could field. It was really only towards the end whenever the Peds thing. So he was still a great player. It's unfortunate that, you know, he may actually never make the Hall because of what he did. And I know there's purists that feel that, you know, that he should never because he kind of tainted the sport of baseball. But see, I'm also the type of person that believes that Pete Rose should go in. What he did later, I'm not happy with it, but, you know, he was still a great player. Get back to the cards. Here's my Dyer, and that looks good. Here's Jim Abbott. Actually, in the top Series 1, because I buy the Jumbo Hobby boxes, I actually got his autograph on one of the 86 Series cards. And that looks, actually, I didn't realize that this was young, because his first time pitch was in 1989. He pitched 29 games, so actually he would not classify as a rookie. Here's Bob Milwaukee. And I think pitchers are special, but I'd have to go back and look at what it meant in 1990, what was considered a rookie and not. Here's Dave LaPointe. And his looks fine. Trying to keep the glare off of this. Kind of hard with the light because these are shiny cards. It's Andy Von Slyke. His looks good. Let's go ahead and look at our hologram before we talk about another Hall of Famer. Oh, and it's a Montreal Expos. That is neat. I remember watching the Expos play way back when. Yes, I am old. So it's Eric Davis. Great player. I mean, look at those. Look at the home run totals. Look, 8, 27, 31, 26, 34. You know, that's, what's that, 5 years and had already hit 142 home runs. Unreal. We got Ron Hassey. Now see, you can tell he has the ball just the way he's holding his hands. So, can't tell if that's Sandberg or not that's sliding in. Kind of a strange angle. We got Scott Radinsky. Nice power mullet in the back there. Yeah, look at that flowing locks. But that one looks fine. Now we got ourselves another oil can Boyd. Actually, and it's not a repeat. Because I don't think. I'd have to go. When I start sorting these, I'll find who's repeat and who's not. But my mind's getting slippery. Well, it was always slippery, but getting worse as I get older. And we got our All-Star of the Year, Mr. Checklist. We have Tony Armas. Good Lord, look at his foot. Strange to be, you'd almost think his leg was broken, how cockeyed that is. Huh. And we have Tom Bolton. All right, another pack down. 3 to go. You have to leave me comments. Do y'all enjoy this kind of... I mean, I know I'm taking my time with these. I do like to enjoy opening. You know, I am more of a collector than I am a flipper. So I love the hobby for the hobby. Been doing it for years. But, you know, is this how y'all do it? Or do y'all just go to the meat of it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. So here's John Costello. Back looks good. Front definitely looks good. We got Shane Raleigh. Yep. We have Bob Ojeda. That one looks fine. Junior Ortiz. Yep. Here's a long-term. Used to be a Brave, but went to the Cubbies. Paul Assenmacher. That's the first year he was a Brave the whole season. So there's Atlee Hammaker. Looks good. Carmelo Martinez. Yes. First day with a new tongue. Have to excuse me. This looks fine. Here's Tony Castillo. And it looks good. Get to our Chicago White Sox. Very nice. There's Don Ace. Looks good. That's a classic pose right there. We got Terry Francona. Yep. Joe Kramer. And he had actually only pitched one game in the previous season. So by any stretch, he would be classified as a rookie, but he must have had a card last year. Or maybe I predicted and put every person as maybe only marked certain people as star rookies. I'm not sure. Some good investigation. Matt Noakes looks good. Here's Willie Frazier. Kind of has a face that he smelled something, but he looks fine. We got, who is that? Man, I'm totally drawing a blank. Andre Dawson. Ah, man, I should have known better. Yeah, I can see Andre in his face now. And we have Vance Law. I think he's trying with the Johnny bench. Let's try to hold as many baseballs in your hand at once. You know, Johnny could hold 7 baseballs in his hand at once. I don't think Vance is doing a very good job of it. Awesome. 2 more packs. I haven't even pulled a Reggie card at all in this set, so this has been a little disappointing. We pulled 2 at the previous video, so. Oh, and of course, oh no, not again. We got another Baseball Heroes card. Oh, that's disappointing. So we've got 2 of these in these 6 packs. So, man, if you weren't grabbing the top 6 and getting those, looks like we're getting some dupes here. Look at that. There's another. Yep, it's another Barry Larkin. Huh. Not as random as we'd want him to be. Oh, there's a pitcher. I remember him as a Yankee, David Wells, and David Wells. He turned out to be a big boy at the end. Nothing wrong with big boys, but yeah, he definitely. You could tell he was he was American League and had the advantage of designated hitters. So, oh, this is disappointing. So, while I'll say that I'm not disappointed at the players. You got Larry Walker, Gillian, and I'm totally forgetting the third guy. Grisham, Walker, and DeShields. So at least I knew Walker. But this card actually, the Mike Witt card, there's a famous Mike Witt card that's got a big blackout. This is the replacement card. And so that tells me that this is a later print of that set, because Upper Deck pulled that. And the reason why there was a dark block there was they were censoring out Mike Witt's undone pants. So it does tell me that this was a later print, which is sad, but maybe means we'll get a better chance at Reggie. I don't know. Billy Joe Rebido. May also explain why we're not seeing as many errors in this too, being a newer box. Tom Brookins. Here's Steve Sachs. Some people remember as a Dodger, some as a Yankee, longtime player. We got another Pirates logo. Luis Quinones. Yeah, supposedly they only had so many of those Mike Witt cards that escaped into the wild, but they are worth something if you can find one. Franklin Stubbs, and worth something as in they might be worth $20. He looks fine. There's Greg Matthews. Yep. Sorry about putting a glare on this. Keep trying to adjust it right, but it gets tough at times. These are nice shiny cards. Oh, here's Steve Finley. Wow, so it would be his second card. Nice. Here's Jeffrey Leonard. It's a DH. Here's a longtime Tiger. This is when he went to the Dodgers, Kirk Gibson. He'd been a Dodger for a few years, but definitely tell. I actually saw him play back when I was growing up. I used to go to the Tiger spring training since I'm originally from Florida. Here's Gus Polador. And it looks good. Pardon the glare. And here's Craig Worthington. And this one looks fine. All right, so busted my bubble. I thought we could potentially pull a Mike Witt, but I guess not, since we pulled the replacement card. But this is the last pack for this video. I haven't even pulled we pulled the Barry, which is a good legend, but I don't know, this second set of cards has not been as streaky as what the previous one was. So here's Lloyd Mosby. Here's Jeff Robinson. These are pretty cards, though. And it's amazing. Like I said, they're 31 years old, and they're not sticking. They're in pristine condition. Here's Fred Lynn. At least as pristine as anyone during that era of baseball cards were, which was still pretty low. There's Mike Greenwell. Another famous Red Sox. Here's Jack Mcdowell. Nice. Here is the brother to Roberto Alomar. It's Sandy Alomar Jr. And the funny thing is, I'm trying to remember, I think he went to the Indians. He only played, in this, you can see here it talks about, he had 1 game in 88, 2 or 7 games in 89. I think, if I remember correctly, those 8 games are the only 8 games he ever played as a Padre. So that's a fun card to have. Here's Bart Blevins. Former Twin. Oh, look at that card. I do like this view, this almost stop action card, because I think, there's a Fernando Valenzuela that does this. There's a Ricky Henderson that does this. I'd be interested to see what other ones are there, but I like this view. I think it's kind of interesting. I'm going to put that aside because I do like that. There's a Tigers and Angels legend, Frank Tanana. And for our last decal of this pack set is another Pirates. So we're on a Pirates kick. We have Ron Hassey, and that's actually a dupe because I remember him holding the ball like that. Looks good. We have Kevin Basty. Looks fine. We got Tim Leary. This looks good. We have Marty Clary. 22nd year with the Braves. He had been with them for a while. Definitely a young one. Had his big old glasses later. So the Phillies team card is Von Hayes. Or it's a Van or Von? Von Hayes, yeah. Von Hayes. So that's nice. Well, there's a legend. Can't forget that name, Chili Davis. I always loved Chili Davis. And of course, we already saw his brother, Roberto Alomar, who some still say is probably the greatest second base of all time. If you don't agree, go ahead and leave comments down below. And tell me who you think it is. But definitely a good player. Unfortunately, got little scandals going on right now, but on the field, unreal. So that's all 6 packs. We'll go ahead and recap. Obviously we got a number of cards. Didn't really find anything that that jumped out. Found that we didn't get the Mike Witt. We got the rookie trio for the Expos, which tells me this is a later printing of that, so they'd already pulled them. In this one, sorry about that. Oh, what happened there? That was interesting. Be editing that out. We got a Dean Palmer is our only rookie that we pulled out of this one. Now from this point on, I'm going to pull out the Vernon Wells prints, but we did double up on the Barry Larkin, but we pulled John Smoltz, Andre Dawson, Barry Larkin, and Von Hayes for the Vernon Wells. Obviously, you get one of these per pack. Unfortunately, half of them were Pirates. Not unfortunately, I was a Pirates fan when I was growing up. And then I set aside, obviously Roberto Alomar, a great player. Bert Blevin, who's also a great player, but I do love this style of card, which is why I'm pulling it out. And, of course, Barry Bonds. Everybody knows Barry, good or bad. So that's the second set of 6 that we pull from this set. Obviously, we still got another, what was that, 24 packs to go of the first box, and we got a second box to fully open, and as we continue to chase the Reggie. So, make sure, go ahead and hit the bell, hit to subscribe, know when I put the next video up, and I'll be putting them up as quick as I can edit. But yeah, I look forward to any feedback, anything you know, if you like, dislike, tell me what you think about these cards, what you think about my stream, about my way of doing things. If you tell me cards are too far, too close, putting too much shine on them, just let me know. I appreciate any feedback. I look forward to producing more of these, and I will be seeing you later. Bye now.